Asia Morning Briefing. Bitcoin ETFs pull in $300 million as traders rush to buy the dip. After 2 weeks of heavy redemptions, U.S.-listed spot Bitcoin ETFs turned positive again, led by Fidelity and Ark, even as global fund flows remain uneven. Welcome to Asia Morning Briefing, a daily summary of top stories during U.S. hours and an overview of market moves and analysis. For a detailed overview of U.S. markets, see CoinDesk's Crypto Daybook Americas. Bitcoin ETFs snapped a 2-week streak of redemptions by the end of day Tuesday U.S. time, with early data showing a posting $299.8 million in net inflows as investors rotated back into crypto-linked products. Data from SoSoValue shows Fidelity's FBTC brought in $165.9 million, while ARK 21 shares, ARKB, added $102.5 million, and Grayscale's BTC saw $24.1 million, with others not yet reporting by publication time. The shift marks a notable contrast to last week's data from CoinShares, which recorded $1.17 billion in outflows from digital asset investment products. Bitcoin-listed products in the U.S. saw $932 million in redemptions, while Ether equivalents lost $438 million. By comparison, European markets continued to attract capital, with inflows of $41 million in Germany and $50 million in Switzerland, suggesting longer-term positioning outside the U.S. Altcoins, however, continue to buck the trend. Solana notched another $118 million of inflows last week, bringing its 9-week total to $2.1 billion, while HBAR and Hyperliquid posted smaller but steady gains, according to CoinShares data. The pattern points to investors differentiating between core assets under macro pressure and emerging networks still seeing on-chain momentum. Kraken's global economist Thomas Perfumo said Bitcoin's fundamentals remain intact despite near-term volatility. In approximately 7 days, Bitcoin's circulating supply will cross 19.95 million coins, 95% of its max supply of 21 million coins. He wrote in a note given to CoinDesk. The milestone underscores Bitcoin's programmable scarcity and its long-term role as a credibly neutral, globally accessible store of value. While short-term price action continues to track U.S. liquidity expectations, Perfumo added that Bitcoin's hard money design and growing adoption drive long-term value accrual. Institutional investors appear to be reflecting that view, buying dips through ETFs, trimming exposure to high-beta assets, and maintaining allocations in what is increasingly seen as a structural portfolio asset rather than a speculative trade. BTC. Bitcoin rose 1.4% to around $103,000, recovering some of last week's losses as ETF inflows and easing macro fears lifted sentiment. ETH. Ethereum gained 2.1% to $3,424. Outperforming Bitcoin as traders rotated into majors following 2 weeks of fund outflows. Gold traded at $4,134.60, near record highs, as economist James Thorne warned the U.S. has crossed a fiscal Rubicon that could trigger a Bretton Woods 2.0 reset, revaluing gold to manage debt, while Barrick Mining's $1.3 billion quarterly profit and dividend hike underscored how surging bullion prices are transforming the global financial landscape. Ethereum is the infrastructure for Wall Street, says former BlackRock executive. CoinDesk. Taurus. Stellar tapped for tokenized clean energy financing pilot in Spain, the block.